Hello students, in our previous video we have seen the Coulomb's law and one of the numerical which was based on Coulomb's law. Today we will see different kind of numerical which is based on Coulomb's law. But before this there's one topic which I should clear in my previous video, but the video was very large, so today I'm covering this. This is limitations of Coulomb's law. Limitation of Coulomb's law. So the first is that is only valid for point charges. This is valid for point charges, not valid for extended charges. Okay, not applicable. Second, when both charge in motion, then it is not valid. When both charges in motion, then this is not valid, invalid. And if one charge is in motion and another is moving, another is at rest. If one is in motion, one charge is moving and one is in rest, then it will be valid. Then Coulomb's law will apply. And if both charges at rest, then it will be applied. At rest, then it will be valid. Then our Coulomb's law will valid. Okay, these are the limitations. First is valid for point charges, not for extended charges. Second, both charges in motion, then it is not valid or invalid. And this is the third point and this is the fourth point. And if one charge is in motion and other is at rest, then it is valid. And if both charges at rest, then also it is valid. Okay, so these are the limitations. Now we will see the forces between multiple points. In Coulomb's law, we have seen a basic where two charges was there in a region in vacuum, and then we have find out the force between two charges, how they are applying to the force between to each other. Now today we will see if in the same region, if there are many charges, multiple charges are placed, so how we will find it out. Okay, so suppose this is the region and one of the charge is Q1 and one is Q2. And a force because of Q2 on Q1 is F12 in vector form, and the force on Q2 because of Q1 is F21 in vector form, right? So this is Q1, this is Q2. Already two charges in the region. Now one more charge has come, that is Q3. It is also applying some force on Q2 and Q1 is also applying the force on Q2, right? But it will not affect this force. So this will be as it is because of Q1, this force on Q2 because of Q1, and now Q3 is applying force on Q2, that will be F23 in the vector form. Suppose there is another point has come, another charge has come, it is also applying some force on Q2, that will be F24, the vector of F24. Suppose one more charge Q5 in the region has come, it is applying some force on Q2, that is F25. So how we will find the net force on Q2? So the net force on Q2 will be the vector sum of the all charges the vector sum of the all forces which are applied by the all charges. So that will be F21 plus F23 plus F24 plus F25. This is the vector sums of all charges. If there is n number of charges are going to apply on Q2, is there n number of charges are going to apply on Q2? So how we will see net force on Q2 will be F21 plus F23 up to F2n. Up to F2n because number of charges are n. Okay. If there is, here we are seeing that the charges are applied, the force are applied by the charges on Q2. Now if we have n point, we have some charge Qn, and all charges, some charges are going to apply some force on Qn. Suppose Q1, Q2, Q3 and Qn minus 1. Not Qn, because we are finding the force on Qn. So the last force which are going to apply, last charge which are going to apply on Qn, that will be Qn minus 1. So how we will see the net force on Qn will be net force on Qn equal to Qn1, again the vector sums of all forces which are applied by the all charges, force. Vector sum of Fn1, Fn2 up to Fnn minus 1. Fnn minus 1. Suppose we have 5 charges. If we have Q5, some point Q5 we have. Okay, and we should find out the, suppose some charges are applying on it in this point, that is Q1, Q2, Q3. So in the place of n we are putting 5. So what will be the formula? It will become the net force on Q5, net force on Q5 equal to F51, the vector sum of all charges, that will be vector F51, F52, F53, F54 up to F54. Here 5, n is 5, n minus 1 is 4. Okay, and this is called superposition theorem of multiple charges, where we are finding the force between multiple charges with the help of this theorem, and this theorem is superposition theorem. Okay, so not be confused if it is saying forces between multiple points or saying to find out the or prove the superposition theorem. So in both you should apply this theory. Okay, now just see one of the example, one of the numerical example which is based on Coulomb's law. 6 of your NCERT book. Here they have given one equilateral triangle ABC, and they have given the charges on their vertex, that is Q1, Q2, Q3, and in centroid they have given charge Q, capital Q, and the magnitude of charges is equal, that is Q, small q. Okay, and one more thing, that is side is also given in the question, that is n. And now they are saying to find out the force on that point Q, which is placed in centroid, in this triangle centroid. So we have to find out the force on this point because of Q1, Q2 and Q3. So we know in equilateral triangle the angles are similar, that is 60 degree, all angles are 60 degree, and sides are also equal, so all sides are L. So simply just see here, this is the triangle, this is the center point, and the force applied because of Q1 on Q, that will extend in this direction. Okay, and the force applied by Q2 on this capital Q, that will extend in this direction, and the force applied by Q3 on this Q, capital Q, that will extend in this direction, right? So the net force, this force will cancel out to this force because the magnitude will be same. This force will be cancelled out to this force, and this force will be cancelled out to this force. Because this is the resultant of these two forces, this is the resultant of these two forces, and this is the resultant of these two forces. So all forces will be cancelled out to each other. So the net force on Q, point Q, will be 0. The vector sum of the all forces, so that will be 0. Because this force is just opposite to this force and with the same magnitude, so they will cancel out to each other. So the magnitude, if they are cancelled out to each other, so all forces are cancelled out to each other and the net force will be 0, but we should prove it. Now we are going to prove it. Okay, this is the basic theory of this question, that all force will become 0. So this is equilateral triangle A, B, C, Q. Now we will find out this. Suppose we are taking this point R, and in this point we are taking a mark O. We are marking this point O. This is force Q, capital Q, and OA, OB, OC will be equal because it is equilateral triangle. So we will join our vertex from the center point. Then all this measurement will be equal. So OA equal to OB equal to OC equal to R, which we have assumed here. We have taken R. Okay. Now we should find out the force between this point. So the force on Q because of Q1, force on Q, capital Q because of Q1, that will be K into, simply we will apply Coulomb's law, that is Q1, which is already given, that Q1 is Q, here Q2 is Q, and Q3 is also Q. All the magnitudes are same. So Q into this force is Q, capital Q, and the distance between these forces are R, and that will be R square. So we have to find out the value of R square, that will be, suppose this is AD, we have taken one point D, and this is the perpendicular which we have taken from this base, that is BC. So in equilateral triangle, we know that OA equal to 2/3 2/3 of AD. We know this in equilateral triangle by the property of equilateral triangle. So we should now find out the value of AD. How we will find? If it is AD, suppose we have taken just this triangle. This triangle we have taken here. That is AD. And this is C point, DCA, that is 90 degree. And if it is 60 degree, it was 60 degree, and we have just taken the one perpendicular, so this is divided the angles in equal parts, that will be 30 and 30. So this angle will be 30 degree. Okay, this angle will be 30 degree. Now this measurement has given, that is R. We just apply the by trigonometry, we just apply the theorem, that is cos theta, and the angle is 30, so we will put 30 degree In the place of theta, that will be cos 30 equal to, what is this? This is hypotenuse and this is perpendicular. This is, now you just see it like this. So this will be work as a base. This is hypotenuse and this is the perpendicular. This is the perpendicular, base and hypotenuse. So AD will be base cos 30 equal to AD upon AC, and AC is L. So L will transfer here, and cos 30, the value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2, and this L will come here and multiply with this. So the AD is root 3 by 2L. And simply AD's value we will put in this equation. So we will find out the value of OA, that is R. So we will find out the value of R, that will be 2 by 3 into AD, and AD is root 3 by 2 L. So this 2 will be cancel out, and this will become L by root 3, because if you will break it, it will break in root 3 into root 3, and 1 root 3 will be cancelled out. So what will it has become? Root 3. So L by root 3. So the value of R is L by root 3. So simply we are putting here the value of R, that will be K into Q into capital Q, that R L square, and this root 3 will become root 3 cross root 3 will be 3, and 3 will come in upward direction, that will be 3kq into small q into capital Q by L square. This is the force on FQ1. This is the force. Now we just see these two forces. If we will take the components of this force, what it will become? So we will find the force on these points, that will be, I should rub it. Actually the board is very small. We have to manage it. FQQ2. So the value of FQQ2 will be on the force on Q because of this Q2. The same theory we will apply, that will be KQQ upon R square. The value of R, because this measurement is also R square, so this value of R is L square, and this will be 3 into KQQ upon L square. Similarly, F capital Q3, this will be the vector in the form of vector. So this will be QQ upon L square. So the all forces will be similar. Now we will see with the help of component method. This is the force is applying here, FQQ3. This is the Q2 in this direction. If we will extend this force, this is applying in this direction, in upward direction. So this is the FQQ2, and this is the x-axis, and this is the y-axis if we are taking the components. So this is the x-axis, and the similarly FQQ3 are applying in this direction. This is the FQQ3 that is applying in this direction if we will extend this force. And this is the x component, and this is the y component of FQQ3. So this x component of this x component, the x component of this charge and x component of this charge will be cancelled out, and we just have y components. So the y component because of FQQ2 will be the force of FQQ2 This is the 30 degree. This is the 30 degree angle. Okay. If we will extend the line here, that will become 30 degree. So this angle will be 30 degree. So this will be simply sine 30 if we will take the component on y-axis, and similarly the component of this if we are taking in y-axis, that will become plus fq q3 sine 30. So what will it become? I'm writing here fq q2 sine 30 plus fq q3 sine 30. Okay, just note it down, and I'm going to rub it or take a screenshot. I'm rubbing it. Okay, so the resultant of this and this will be in y-axis, that will be fq q2 sine 30 is 1 by 2 plus sine 30 again 1 by 2 fq q3. Now we will put the value of fq q2 and fq q3. That will be similar 3k q upon L square plus 1 by 2 3k q upon L square. These are the similar. So we can write it. This is half, so it will become 1. Half same value, half same value, same variable. So it will become 1. Half plus half 1. So this will be 3kq upon L square. And this is the force. This is the force because of this point. Because of this point, and which will be were extended. So the force of q2 because of q1. The force because of q1 on capital Q, that was the 3kq upon L square. So the both forces are equal and applying in a different direction. So the resultant of these two forces will be cancelled out. This is the resultant of these two forces which are applying in upward direction, and this is the force which is applying in downward direction, and the both are similar, but the sign will be opposite. If this is in upward direction and this is the downward direction, and the magnitude is same, so they both will be cancelled out to each other. And the same thing happened with the all forces, and they all will cancel out each other. So the net force become 0. Net force on point Q will be 0. Okay, so this was the example 1.6 explanation. If you will get any problem in this, you just comment on me. I will provide you solution, and I will provide you PDF file of it.